Mr. Diru and Mr. Mane. My name is Andy and my surname is Henry. Me and my group, we are on educational studies. We are going to talk about inappropriate discipline in schools throughout Papua New Guinea. Myself, I'm going to take the introduction part, and the second speaker will be Pilmon Gabriel. Our third speaker will be Nicole Robert. Fourth speaker will be Petrus Mom, and our final speaker will be Emmanuel Michael. Many disciplinary issues faced in all schools around Papua New Guinea, both in and out of the classrooms. The disciplinary issues are appropriate and legal, while others are inappropriate according to the Papua New Guinea behavioral management laws of schools and deemed to be a serious breach of laws. Inappropriate schools discipline involves actions that cause physical, emotional, or psychological harm. Often, some of the common key examples in Papua New Guinea include corporal punishment, eating, slapping, emotional abuse, shaming, yelling, forced isolation, and without basic needs, or inconsistent and discriminatory punishment, which violate safety, strengths, and either development. In this presentation, we will be discussing what is inappropriate discipline, possible causes of inappropriate discipline, the effects of the inappropriate disciplines, and suggest ways forward to address the inappropriate discipline in Papua New Guinea schools. What is inappropriate discipline? Inappropriate simply means that is defined as an actions that impose fear rather than guidance, including eating, screaming, insulting, or isolating children. Discipline is about guiding and teaching children how to understand boundaries, self-regulate, and learn the consequences of their actions in a constructive and supportive way. It focuses on helping children develop the skills they need to manage their behavior and emotions rather than punishing them of mistakes. Answers of what true discipline should be. Instead of guiding or teaching, inappropriate discipline imposes fear or negative consequences, which can have long-lasting effects on children's emotional and social development. For example, in PNG, a recent incident happened in a school where a teacher used scissors to cut a student's hair, makes the student fear and has no respect for the teacher. Okay, the following we have some considered inappropriate discipline, often consulting serious branch of laws. We have some bullet points, and the first bullet point is physical abuse. Eating, slapping, punching, biting, pushing, or pulling a student. The second one is physical constraint or isolations. Unreasonable physical restraint, locking children away, or forced separation from peers. The third one is withholding needs, depriving children of food, drink, or bathroom access. Inappropriate consequences, moving children to space away from play areas, regulatory for restricting the excessively. Okay. For example, for a few examples of inappropriate discipline you could mostly find in Papua New Guinea schools include eating, punishing, slapping, pinching, or beating a child, force feeding a child, yelling at a child, humiliating a child. Okay, excluding children from events such as Students' Fun Day. Okay, consistently moving students to the office or other space away from the play areas. Moving a student to another room as punishment with physical treatment. That's all from me, and my fellow, the second speaker will proceed on with the possible cause of inappropriate discipline.
Causes of inappropriate discipline. Inappropriate discipline in a school often stems from insistent enforcement of rules. Poor discipline management, lack of teacher training, inadequate parental support, and disciplinary rather than restorative approaches. Okay. Insistent enforcement of rules, often deemed as rigid or overly strict discipline, which becomes inappropriate when it shifts from teaching and guidance to punishment that cause fear, humiliation, or emotional harm. Okay, well, consistency is generally considered a key component of effective discipline. It is appropriate when it is flexible for a child age, mental stage, or a specific context of the behavior. For example, a 12-year-old kid would continuously play even if a teacher stopped that behavior, that it instinct for a child. Okay, here is the overview of why rigid enforcement becomes inappropriate and what constitutes the harmful discipline. Okay, when rule enforcement becomes inappropriate discipline, it is therefore there are several points. Number one is ignoring context, failing to differentiate between an accidental mistake, example spilling water, and willful defiances, example refusing to wear a safety helmet. Number 2 point is overly punishing, using a consequence that disappropriately to the action, leading to fear rather than betterness or than understanding. Another point is ignoring individual differences, applying identical rigid standards to children with different temporary temperaments, particularly strong-willed or complainant child. The last point is blind consistency. It is enforcing rules blindly without regard to the child's welfare or well-being in emotional context or in situations. Okay, poor classroom management. Okay, poor classroom management, it can have a detrimental effect on students' learning experiences and overcomes. This may cause increase the disruptions, diminished engagement, and feelings of frustration or disengagement among students, and this could finally end up in inappropriate discipline. For example, when a teacher did not attend a class on time, while on the other hand, students made noises and teachers tried to shout over them. That's example. Another is a lack of teachers training. The lack of proper teacher training in classroom management and positive behavioral interventions frequently leads to inappropriate or inconsistent or ineffective discipline. So when educators are not equipped with tools to handle challenges, students' behavior, they may resort in tough reactionary measures or conversely fail to enforce any rules. Okay, for example, in the SBC reform context, corporal punishment is not allowed, but there are some teachers still practicing it in schools. Okay, there are some of the key consequences of lack of training on discipline. First point is reliance on reactive punishments. Teachers without behavior management training often relies on punishment methods such as exclusion of tough punishments rather than active positive supports and all this. Second point is inconsistent discipline. Lack of training often leads to confusing or inconsistent use of school disciplinary policies, which weakens the effectiveness of discipline measures and breed doubts among students. Another point is increasing teacher stress and turnover. So it's inability to manage classroom behavior driven by lack of training. So a major contribution to the teacher stress. Burnout and the decision to leave. Some teachers, they make a decision to leave the profession. Last point is impact or negative impact on students. Inappropriate or discipline can lead to poor outcomes, increased dropout rates, and confused, unsafe learning environment for students, and students may not learn well and all this. So, another point is poor parental support. This includes a tough physical punishment like shouting, emotional negligence, which can stem from parental stress, lack of resources, poor coping mechanisms, and this approach it fails to teach children in positive behaviors instead of increasing the risk of mental health, and it worsens the problems. Disciplinary rather than restoring approaches in PNG. Okay, traditional discipline often focus on punishments, excluding or shame-based techniques like suspension, restorative practices. It emphasizes on preparing harm, accountability, and community rebuilding.
Effect of inappropriate discipline. Alinem, Channel G, and Carrie M. 2024 from Community Early Learning Australia stated that inappropriate discipline could lead to serious adverse effect on a child's social and emotional development, including increase in anxiety, distrust of authority, and reduced academic performance. The effects of inappropriate discipline in PNG schools today has been dramatically affecting students' learning, and it includes 5 points here. The first point is fear and worry. Students may develop a fear of their teacher or schools, making learning more difficult. For example, if a student is shouted at, he or she might refuse to answer questions. The second point is poor academic performance. Stressed students may struggle to focus in a class. Example, a student may fail a test because he or she is upset as a result of being punished. The third point is unhappy classroom environment. It can create fear and poor relationship in classroom. Example, students may stay quiet and not asking questions because they are afraid of teachers. Okay, the fourth point is loss of respect for teachers. Unfair discipline can make students stop trusting their teachers. Example, if one student is punished while others are not, student may see the teacher is being unfair. And the last point is low confidence. Harsh punishment can make students feel bad about themselves. Example, a student may think they are not smart after being insulted by a teacher.
Such as ways forward to address inappropriate discipline. Addressing inappropriate discipline in Papua New Guinea, especially the use of corporal punishment and shaming method requires a shift towards a positive rights-based approaches to child guidance. Solution must be culturally relevant, involving community, school, and policy reforms to support teachers and parents in adopting a non-violent method. Elaine Ham, Janelle G, and Carrie Ham in 2014, schools are encouraged to schools to 5 points. Number one, enforce strict probation, clearly defined as enforce policies that ban corporate punishment, public shaming, and physical abuse in schools. Number two, establish clear policies, maintain clear, safe discipline policies that will communicate to staff and parents. Number three, implement positive behavior support, focus on nurturing positive behavior rather than relying on punishing measures. Number four, recognize emotions, help students name and manage their emotion rather than punishing them for being dysregulated. And the last one focuses on relationship, build personal relationship with students so they are motivated by respect, not fear. Okay. In addition, Alan Ham, General G, and Kerry Ham in 2014 stated few suggest ways inappropriate discipline that can be measured are: number one, regulate your own emotion. It is challenging to co-regulate with children when you are feeling regulated yourself. Take time to understand that strategies your emotion response and work on managing this. It is okay to step back and let someone else take the head if you are not in the right head space to help. Return when you are ready to provide the support the child needs. Number two, provide support while cooling down. It is unrealistic to expect children to manage their emotions on their own. Simply telling them to calm down is not effective. Imagine how you would feel in a stressful situation if someone said that to you. Stay close to the child so that they know you are in that space and ready for them when they are ready. Get to know the child and what they need in those moments. Number three, empowering children with options, giving children the ability to make decisions, foster independence, and support their growing autonomy. When children feel like they have control over certain aspects of their day, such as choosing between activities, deciding what to wear, or selecting their snacks, it reduces a feeling of powerlessness and frustration. And number four, move away from reward-based system. This can suggest that only children who display desirable behavior are worthy of recognition. Instead, focus on intrinsic motivation, encouraging all children to feel valued for their unique contribution. Number four, supporting children in identifying and naming their feelings. It's really helping children understand and label their emotions is critical for emotional development. Encourage them to talk about how they feel. Often, the language and tools they use to express themselves effectively. This can reduce frustration and build strong emotional relationships.
Okay, to conclude our presentation, inappropriate discipline is a major problem that has an impact on students' growth, learning, and well-being throughout Papua New Guinea schools. Practices such as physical punishment, emotional abuse, and unfair treatment create fear and do not help students learning positive behavior. Strict regulations, ineffective classroom management, and inadequate teacher preparation often cause these problems. As a result, schools must employ fair and positive discipline strategies that emphasize understanding students, building positive relationships, and providing supportive guidance. This will contribute to the development of respectful and safe learning environment where students can succeed. And this brings us to the end of our presentation. Thank you.